Mara, what's your topic?
Aha. Okay. You got Will Smith,
Will Smith,
Martin Lawrence,
Martin Lawrence,
and Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
One's entire catalog has to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you choosing?
You want us to go, or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I went with Martin Lawrence.
Interesting.
Yes.
Why?
So Eddie Murphy was kind of the one, like when I was growing up watching a lot of like black comedy films, like Eddie Murphy was kind of the one who I watched all of those, like Daddy Daycare, the Dr. Doolittle, 1, 2, and 3, like all of those. Like I love, and then when he was in Shrek as Donkey, Mulan as Mushu, like I can't beat those. Will Smith, some of my favorite rom-coms are in there. Like Hitch will always be my favorite rom-com. And so I couldn't let that one go.
And you just saw Independence Day, so you know we can't let that one go. So.
Yes, that too. So it's kind of disappointing now to know that he's not in the second one. So maybe I can do without that one.
You can actually. Like also, no bullshit. Like it's not even a good one. And the one that like it's about the kid Dylan, the one that was also in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's about him. And it's just like the same dude isn't even playing him. They got somebody else playing him, so it's not even like fun,
Gotcha. I also enjoyed it for
Matt's raising his hand.
Yes, Matt.
I have a theoretical question because there's a little bit of crossover here. So if you erase all of like Eddie Murphy's catalog or all of Martin Lawrence's catalog, do you also erase all of the movies that they did with someone else on this list? So
that was what I would
guess so.
I was thinking about it. I was debating if I wanted to just erase it or
if they
in like a different universe they would just recast it with someone else.
See, the way I was looking at it is if they were like, one of the main starring roles in the movie, then the movie doesn't exist anymore. Like that was the way I was picturing it in my head. If they were like, just some random that would just happen to be there for one scene or something like that didn't really count. How often did that happen with them anyway?
I'm just trying to figure out if we lose Life regardless or Bad Boys regardless, depending on who you pick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Life.
No matter what, those are gone.
Yeah, I'm see.
You don't know Life?
No, she hasn't seen. It doesn't surprise me that she hasn't seen Life.
I was like, whose is that one?
I feel like it's more surprising that I've seen Life and she hasn't seen Life.
I'm actually surprised you've seen Life. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that Mara.
Oh no,
I'm the pappy. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that's from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But also with with Martin Lawrence, it's like I think for most of his filmography, like aside from Bad Boys, like I know he has Big Mama's House. That's never really.
Yeah, man, Big Mama's House, Blue Streak, the TV show. Shit, ain't no way.
Well, see, the only one that I think the TV show is probably probably his only redeeming thing for me, because like that's what I grew up knowing Martin Lawrence as. It was like, oh, you also do movies. Oh, you also have done stand-up. Oh, okay. But yeah, I stand firm by my decision.
So for me, the decision was easy, but not easy, because I'll go ahead and tell you what my decision was. It was Eddie Murphy. Let me tell you why. I know I didn't like doing it, but as far as Eddie Murphy's movie catalog, most of it is stuff I've seen it, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't really miss it if it was gone. Like Coming to America, great movie. I really enjoyed it, love it. But if I never saw the movie again, or I wouldn't be sad. It's just like I haven't watched that movie in over 20 years. I don't think. Like it's one of those. I'm okay without it existing. Most of his stuff was like for me early, like most of his classic stuff, I guess you'd say. I guess what Mario would consider classic is different than what I consider classic. But most of that is from like when I was either really young or before I was born. So it's just like it doesn't really hit with me. So it came down to with Eddie Murphy, like, am I okay with losing Shrek? And when I compared it to what I would lose with the other two, I decided, yes, I'm okay with losing Shrek. So That was what it came down, because I'm not losing the Martin TV show. I'm not losing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not losing Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, or 4. I am not losing Independence Day. I am not losing Men in Black. I am not losing Blue Streak. Like, it's not happening. So
I thought I had my decision, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't think of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when I was going through everything. I was like,
you act Will Smith.
I did in my head, because I was like, honestly, as much as I
were
do
only
love
thinking movies, yeah.
I was just thinking movies, and
Nope.
when I thought Eddie Murphy, I was like, I like Norbit and Dr. Dolittle weren't really my thing, but Shrek, Mulan, Eddie Murphy's Raw, his comedy is gone. Like, Raw is one of those comedy specials.
My girl likes to party all the time.
Like, I'm like, I can't. Vampire in Brooklyn, like, I'm like, I can't. Coming to America, like, you can't do that, right? And then, like you said, Martin, I did think of Martin, the TV show, and I was thinking of everything Martin Lawrence does, and I'm like, all right, yeah. And then Will Smith, I was like, all right, so I'll lose Wild West, Independence Day, Hancock, whatever. It sucks, but it is what it is.
I will say this as, one of the biggest Will Smith fans on the planet. Losing Hancock isn't all that bad.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, I like Hancock, but if it never existed, I wouldn't feel like anything was missing. Like,
with Will, like, I feel like he does have some things that it's just like, okay, I would be fine if we lost that. But when I think about the music too, I was just like, no, that's integral to my childhood. I can't.
Wait, music for what?
Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I
Getting jiggy with it.
Can't lose. Yes.
Speaking of Will Smith, it's funny. Yesterday when I got off of work, Monty's in the bedroom. Right, the bedroom's right here. I switched from my glasses into my sunglasses, and I walked into the bedroom, played the dance break from Men in Black, and did the dance, and then just walked out. And it was one of those moments where, I was just doing weird Travis shit, and she just pretended I didn't exist for a while. And I'm like, acknowledge me. But yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
I guess I'm just gonna have to choose the lesser of the evils, because I feel like even though Raw and Coming to America are a big deal, I feel like losing Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air are a bigger deal. So I'm gonna have to go with Travis and say Eddie Murphy. I am. I really, and that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
Fuck you, Mara.
The funny part was I wanted to put a fourth in there, and then I was just like,
Who would the fourth have been?
Chris Rock.
Oh, I would have cut Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, I would
have cut. With no problem. Like,
and I'm losing a Saw movie doing that, and I still would have cut Chris Rock.
Like, I would have cut Chris Rock so quick. Like, yeah, Will agrees. Chris Rock is easy.
You should have added Chris Rock. You should have made
this life so much easier. Goodbye. Like,
it was a Saw movie. It counts. It's part of the franchise.
Kind of a song.
Oh, that Spiral?
Yeah.
I never saw it, but
I did. Interesting take.
Okay.
Thanks. That was great. Because there were so many different reasons in there. Like, I'm pretty sure other people, like, because I'm new to Independence Day. It was like, who would have thought that Hitch is the reason why Will Smith gets spared?